So bringing the meeting to order, can everyone please rise to salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So good evening and welcome to the January meeting of the Revere Board of Health. My name is Dr. Drew Bunker and I am the chair of the Board of Health. Joining me for tonight's meetings are board members Dr. Craig Costanza, and also in attendance for tonight's meeting are City of Revere staff Lauren Buck, who's Director of Public Health, Michael Wells, who's Director of Municipal Inspections and Health Agent, and Paula Suplavita, who's Secretary. So we're just going to review and approve minutes from November 30th meeting. I'm just going to ask Craig, do you approve of the minutes from that meeting?
I do. I approve.
Great, thank you. Next is going to be the Public Health Communicable Monthly Report from Lauren Buck.
Thanks, Dr. Bunker. For our communicable report for the last month, actually for the last 2 months, because we didn't have a meeting in December, I just want to highlight two important numbers. Our influenza numbers were very high. We had 312 confirmed cases over the last 2 months, 6 suspect cases. Our COVID-19 numbers were also very high. We had 341 confirmed cases and 105 probable cases and 6 suspect cases. Again, as I've mentioned over the past several meetings, these numbers are very expected this time of year. But it just highlights that the fall and winter time are definitely the time periods where we are concerned about respiratory illnesses. And then I'm going to give some other public health updates. So our update on the COVID-19 test kits. At this time, the City of Revere is no longer distributing any free COVID-19 test kits at the 311 window in City Hall or any other building. If we do acquire any additional test kits, in the future, we will distribute them as we normally have. But everyone should know that U.S. households are able to order 4 more free rapid tests that are delivered directly to their home, and you can order these tests directly through covid.gov. And just a general reminder about any at-home rapid test that residents may have at home or that you buy in the store. Expiration dates change very rapidly on the at-home test kits, and so it's really important that you check online to see if your test kit is actually expired. You can do that by looking at the lot number, which is usually on the back of the box next to the expiration date. Googling the brand with the lot number will show you the new expiration date or the latest expiration date. They change because COVID-19 test kits are still a special category from the FDA and are still being evaluated for effectiveness, so many of their expiration dates continue to get moved longer and longer because they are proven to be effective longer and longer. Second update is for the Chris Alba Emergency Warming Center operations. This is our second year of the warming center running. It's been going since January 7th. The location is right here in the City Hall building in the basement. Again, a reminder, our hours are for participants can enter the center anytime between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. And after that time, first responders are able to admit people based on capacity limits. Our capacity is 15 people. Housing Families is the operator of the site again. And it's been running very smoothly, and we haven't reached full capacity yet, and our average number is around 8 to 10 people per night. This is very similar to last year when our January numbers were lower and we grew in capacity each month. So we expect that to happen as well. And I also just wanted to say a huge, huge thank you to the DPW because they helped us get the site up and running and they help with daily maintenance, and they've been great to work with. Final update is the Haas Health and Wellness Center, which is now open. Just a reminder that the hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 6 to 6. There are 3 different tiers of memberships depending on what you're looking for. It is open to Revere residents and non-Revere residents, and it's located at 321 Charger Street. And that's it.
Great, thank you, Lauren. Next is the Inspectional Services Monthly Report from Michael Wells.
Thanks, Dr. Bunker. Inspectional Services statistics for the month of January. In the Interior Housing Division, we performed 64 certificates of fitness, 27 certificates of fitness on a reinspection, 26 interior complaints, 6 interior complaint re-inspections, 1 pool and spa inspection, and 1 pool and spa re-inspection. On the Food Inspection Division, we performed 19 routine inspections, 7 re-inspections, 4 complaint inspections, 2 pre-opening inspections, 3 temporary food services licenses, and 3 rodent control inspections. And on the exterior sanitation division, we accumulation of trash and litter and improper placement of garbage, we issued 159 violations. Carts out at improper times, 2 violations. Improper bulky item placement, 9 violations. And improper storage of trash, 2 violations. We also issued 4 violations for snow, ice, and sump pump violations. While we're talking about snow and sump pump violations, it does continue to be an issue throughout the winter months of sump pumps pumping over city sidewalks and into streets, causing serious ice buildup. So please be cautious of that. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Michael. Next, we're going to get a communication from the acting WSD superintendent in regards to the lead brochures. That's Water Sanitary Department, WSD. Sewage drain, okay. Close.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Bunker. So my name is Chris Charamella. I'm the acting, assistant superintendent now for the DPW. And I just want to let everyone know that I know a lot of people, you guys have received some complaints about the lead services that were sent out, and they are alarming pamphlets. They were a requirement from the DEP from our recent lead and copper testing rule, which was once a year. It's now going to be twice a year. So basically, the overall program is we have to go out and test 20 lead services. So we have to find 20 new lead services and test all of them within a 2-week period. After we received the results of those, 4 of the services came back over the allowable, the action level of a lead service, which is 15 parts per billion. At that point, the DEP told us we had to send out these lead pamphlets. I just want to let everyone know that the city, all 20 services that we have tested have been removed to date. So there's no worries about those. All those homeowners received notices of the level of lead in their drinking water, along with the removal date, and of course they were there for the removal. But there's, just so everyone knows, we have a comprehensive meter program where we replace all the water meters in the city. From that inventory, we have to date removed all known lead services. There's a list online on the water sewer website. I think there's 12 on there right now. 8 of them have been removed, so I think we're left with 4 lead services known. Over the next year, we're going to be doing a secondary thorough investigation where if we don't have the material of the water service running into the home, we will be sucking down in the street, exposing it, and recording the data. And at that point, we can submit all said data to the EPA, and we can be established as a lead-free community. Do you guys have any specific questions or anything? If anyone's concerned, if they think they might have a lead service in their home, there's, in the pamphlet that was sent out, I think it's the second website down, there's an actual step-by-step process which helps you identify a lead service, which I know can be helpful. If we find out and it's reported to you from the water department that you do have a lead service, it's not the end of the world. They've been using drinking water for many years. It's just important that in the mornings, just let the water run, because the lead actually leaches into the water in the service itself. So that first morning draw is what would be, I don't want to say hazardous, but potentially harmful to residents. With that said, the drinking water system in Revere has no lead in it. It's solely service lines going into homes. And we get our water from the MWRA. I mean, we have probably we have one of the best water quality standards in Massachusetts. And that's really about all, guys. Are there any questions or anything?
Yeah, just a question.
Yep.
So tap water, safe to drink in households?
100% safe to
Okay.
drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the water you're talking about is which type of water that is lead exposed?
This is only homes that have lead services, which
Okay.
I've stated is a list of.
Okay, yeah,
We've removed all the ones that we know of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not harmful. And again, this is just an action level where they're stating that at this point, it reaches this level, which is 15 parts per billion.
yeah.
You have to actively remove them. I don't believe, I'm not a doctor, I don't know what the harmful level is, but 15 parts per billion is the action level for the water department to remove them.
Okay.
No
I
problem.
think if people are concerned, I mean, you can go to your provider and get a lead level test. I know we offer that.
Yeah,
But I think, like you said,
we've been one of the most proactive communities there are. We've been removing lead services line going back 5 years now.
Oh, wow, okay,
So we've really have been better than any other community out there.
okay.
I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that. You know, when you're on the board and people find out, the first thing they want to ask is, when you see flyers like that, what's going on? There's a little bit of panic.
They're trying to make people more aware
Yeah.
of the lead. I think it's just like a messaging thing, and I understand it is alarming, and other communities are going through the same process right now.
Yeah, but thank you for coming. Now
Of
that
course.
you've clarified it, it makes it easier for us to explain it too.
Yeah.
So, perfect, thank you.
No problem. Take care,
Thanks.
guys.
Great. So next, so we sent a letter out to the owner of Boston Cosmetic and Laser Center, and that's Victor Moray. I hope I said that correctly. Okay. What?
Many ways to pronounce it.
Medway, okay, yes. So thank you for coming. We had two reasons why we wanted to speak with you. The first reason was the microablation license. There were some concerns, and Michael Wells can go into more of this about the some of the, whether, I think something with the licensing for the facility that you guys have. Sorry, you can go ahead.
Thank you. So, Lauren Buck, Mike Wells,
We met last year. Yep, I remember.
So, again, Dr. Bunker mentioned that there's kind of two reasons that we wanted you to come tonight. For us on the inspectional service and public health side of the city, the one kind of procedure that we supervise or oversee in the city is microblading. Mm-hmm. We started the process of licensing the Boston Cosmetic microblader and ran into many issues. And at this point, she is still not, the establishment and the individual practitioner has not completed the process. And I
Right.
think that's because one of the requirements is to have an occupancy permit that reflects the fact that the inspectional service and building department have, inspected the building and deemed it safe for inhabitants and business. And so we can't move forward to license, the microblading salon, which is the one component that the city, health department has, control over, because of the many, many issues, and Mike can speak more to those issues, on the building side. And I think at this point, we need to stress the importance of that microblader should not be practicing until we have an active license, and we cannot do that until the issues are resolved with the occupancy.
Which I understand it. As a matter of fact, we have canceled all our appointments until February 5th. So there is no microblading between now and February 5th. Hopefully, we can resolve that before then. It's a long story, and I think I'm the only one, so we have plenty of time. But we met last year. You guys were nice enough. You point out what it is that I needed to do, and I think one of the last things, as far as I know, the facility was okay. The only thing that we didn't have was the certificate of occupancy, and it was another couple of things that we fixed, that we had to post something on the wall, and that was that. So with that being said, I went to the city hall to get my certificate. If I can give you a little bit of a history, that's the corner of the building up in the corner. The whole building in the city hall is under 311 Broadway. Now, the unit that I originally have back in 2013, when I first opened up, was the 317 portion of it. Then fast forward to 2018, I rented 315 and I combined them. So now with the landlord, it's only one location. I think it's called 315 now. But under the City Hall, the building is only 311. Trust me when I say this, and you don't have to trust me, but the one thing I was make sure that I was doing back in 2013 was to be in compliant with the city. And this is because we're going to talk about a second issue, and this is why I wanted to be very compliant. So I know we had a permit, we had a building permit. I spoke with my contractor. He remembers that. I went to the fire department. The fire department didn't have any records. Went back to the City Hall. Everything went digital, I believe it was 2019. So shortly after I was done with construction. So there was no records of anything. As a matter of fact, the Lieutenant Aaron Leary from the fire department went to the premises to do an inspection and to possibly sign off the occupancy permit. She reviewed, and then she said that there was a couple of things that I need to fix, a couple of fire lighting, and she's going to come back on Monday to do that final inspection and then give me the occupancy permit. With the City Hall and the building permit that was never finished, that's something that the general contractor that I hire, it's going to go to the City Hall, but I don't think that has anything to do with this,
I'll have Mike speak on that.
I'm not going to guarantee, but on Monday, the Lieutenant Leary is going to come in and do another test to provide the certificate of occupancy or the occupancy permit.
Right. Lieutenant Leary is just one part of the occupancy permit. There's other factors that go into it. So I'm not sure where this stands. I will certainly do a search on Monday. The records that you're speaking of all have been scanned electronically, so all paper permits, before we went electronic, everything was obviously paper. All that stuff has been scanned electronically and are in our records. So if there were permits pulled for that work to combine those units, then we would certainly have a copy on file.
Right. The permit, and by the way, I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all, and I'm not trying to tell you something that it's not happening. I know what you have, and pretty much what you have is what it is. So the general contractor said sometimes they misplace, and he's going to go and talk to the City Hall, and we'll figure out when he talks to them. The permit was pulled only for 315, not for 317, because that had been an ongoing establishment for 6 years or so. But permanent makeup, it's on the new construction side, which is 315, the permanent. So I agree with you. That's only the occupancy permit is a part of it. I will make sure that, or at least try to get all the paperwork done so we can be compliant. But I can assure you that the reason why I know we're not doing permanent makeup, it's because she purposely went on vacation until then. So she's not even in the city.
Okay. I thank you for that explanation, and I will just reiterate from our perspective, from the city, from the Board of Health, we are going to continue to require that no microblading happen at that facility until all of the licensing has happened.
Correct.
Okay.
Which, if everything is up to standard, do you think we can get it done before February 5th?
We can, once everything is up, once the occupancy permit is there, we can come do the inspection whenever our schedules permit, which is whenever really you are available.
Perfect.
That will not hold us up. Okay. What has held us up to this point is the things that we've all just discussed.
It was very, it's a difficult journey. I'm not saying that it was the city's fault, my fault, or the fire department's. It doesn't matter. It's just that they didn't have, and they had little bits and pieces of the permits. Some of them were scanned, some of them were not. Lieutenant Leary was nice enough to come to the office and see that everything was okay. And like I said, she pointed out a few of the things that I need to fix. She'll be back Monday morning. Then at that time, I will go to the city, and whatever else we need to do, we will do. And I can assure you that no permanent makeup is being done until February 5th.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yeah, and there's, the second thing that I just wanted to mention was just, we had some messages from members of the city in concern with the news articles about your practice and some of the things that were said in these news articles. I just wonder if you could speak on behalf of that and just assure us that you're not practicing medicine in Revere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With all due respect, 'cause I tend to joke around, but with all due respect, how far back do you want to go?
Yeah,
Yes.
long show, yeah.
Make the long story short, I'm not practicing medicine. I am a doctor, and that's something. I'm not a licensed doctor in Massachusetts. It's a long story. I have lawyers involved. Somebody has gone to the city. If you, I don't want to sound, like I said, if you bother looking at the story, it doesn't even make sense. What it says, they're really just talking about something that happened 13 years ago, which also I was, my lawyer was not, I guess, I don't want to say very smart, but did not provide me good counseling. But I can assure you, what I do now and what I did back in 2013, because of the prior, what happened 13 years ago, I wanted to do the right thing. Starting with the building of the construction of the building, hiring the right people to do the treatments. I have nurses that provide the services. I have it's a lifetime orders. It's something via the internet where the nurse does an assessment, sends the order via an app, and then on the other hand, the MD or the nurse practitioner will approve that order, making it legal. So I can assure you that none of the laws have been broken or will be broken.
Thank you, I appreciate for commenting on that.
Thank you.
Yes, all right, that's all we have for you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
No, appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'd rather clarify anything than
Yeah.
being questionable, and I'm always here, so.
Great, no, thank you guys for coming, yeah,
All right.
appreciate it.
So, Monday?
Yeah.
I'll follow up with our building commissioner on Monday morning.
Yeah, actually, if I may add, if I get the occupancy permit, come to you guys, or just leave it at the city?
No, it's through inspectional services.
Through inspections?
I'm just going to go onto the mic, so, because it's recording. So once the occupancy permit is obtained, like, you have our phone number at the Public Health Department. We've done an inspection already. You need to get back in touch with us and schedule an appointment to do the repeat inspection, to make sure all the issues that were there the first time were corrected, and then we can move forward with the licensing process. Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is we asked for the owner of Cat Beauty Company, Catherine Pagaro, to come to this meeting today because of some concerns about the microblading licensure.
Hi. Lauren Buck, Mike Wells, Public Health Director, Inspectional Services Director. So again, this is kind of in the same thread of the issues that we were just talking about, in that the services that you provide, I know that you provide many services in your business. The one service that the city has purview over is microblading. And we have to make sure that all of the salons are licensed. And I know we've had some issues getting a license for your establishment. We've reached out multiple times, and I'm glad you're here today, because I think we just need to establish what's happening in the salon right now in terms of microblading. If you are doing it, if you aren't doing it. If you are, we need to move forward with the process of licensing. If you aren't, we need to make sure that any advertisement, any Google searches are not going to show that that is a service that you provide. And then in the future, what to do from there. So maybe we could just start with, what are you doing in the salon right now in terms of microblading and really other services as well?
So I do not perform microblading. I do services that are like microblading. So I just do laminations. I do hybrid stains. I do brow tints. So they're very similar to like the after result of a microbladed brow.
Okay, you're not using any, like tattooing equipment or anything like that? You're not puncturing any skin or anything like that? Okay.
No.
Okay,
So I know that previously, like before I started the development stage of my business, I was in contact with the city just to make sure that I was complying to the proper regulations. So due to the lump sum of requirements and just not just starting off a business, starting up, and especially in a different city than what I was used to, I decided to hold back. So the content that is out there is from my models and that I was doing when I was taking training courses. So I've taken 3 full training courses in regards to microblading, and that was at the beginning stages of me developing my business. So I feel like that's where it came across, and those models did leave a review for the business, and that's how that came about.
okay, thanks for clarifying. One thing that I think we need to address, and you've mentioned in some emails back and forth that microblading is something that you could potentially want to do in the future. Let me just lay out the kind of process, and I know you've been in contact with my staff as well. Before any procedure, before you started booking clients or started doing any of these procedures, you would need to go through the licensing process with us and make sure that you reach out. And so you're not going to be prevented from, if you want to open microblading as part of your services in the future, from doing so. We just really need to get the licensing done beforehand.
Yeah, and that's something that I've been interested to do, and that's why I've reached to the other, I don't think it was directly to you guys. I know I was.
Hajar?
Yeah.
Yeah, she works under me, yeah.
I was contacting you guys in the process of actually opening up, just so I can meet all the construction requirements. The point that I'm at right now is just actually making the time in my schedule to obtain the CPR and things like that before we go on with the inspection on your end.
Okay, perfect. Last thing I'll say is, I don't know if this has changed, but as of January 11th, when you Google search Cat Beauty Co., you can still get a services for permanent makeup, which very clearly says cosmetic tattoo. If you can please remove that component of when you Google search, that is that's why we kept reaching out, right? Because when we periodically do Google searches to make sure that we're reaching every business that potentially doesn't know they need to be licensed. So when we do Google search you, it still comes up as permanent makeup. That component has to be taken down.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that, I've received even communication in regards to those that search, and they have reached out, but I've always stated that I don't do them. But, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're on understanding you're going to be taking that down from the website, or any type of Google search would not show that. And in the future, you are not prohibited from doing microblading. We just have to go through the licensing process first.
Of course, yeah.
Perfect.
I understand.
Any questions?
Catherine, do you have a certificate of occupancy for that location?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. We tried looking for it.
Yes,
We were
so
not successful.
I will say, as we mentioned before for Boston Cosmetic and Laser, a component of getting a license from us is making sure you have a valid occupancy permit. According to our records, we have searched for that address, your unit, and we have not found anything that matches directly. That will definitely need to be fixed before we can move forward.
I actually have the document in my salon. It's gotten a little damaged, but I do have it. The landlord of the building did give it to me. I know he split the unit, so I don't know if that has to do with it, but it's like a plaza, so I'm assuming that, I don't know if he put the exact, but he handed it to me when I signed my lease.
There are a lot of occupancy permits for that particular building where it is a plaza and there's turnover in units.
Yeah,
So,
with the units, yeah.
there's definitely a lot, but I could not find one specifically for you.
Okay, then,
So if you could send us email me a picture of it,
okay, I will.
that'd be helpful so I can dig into it a little bit further.
Okay,
And you have both of our emails, and you can reach out via phone number if you need to get them.
okay, I will.
Thank you, that's it for me.
Great. And you're all set. Thank you. The last, okay. Oh, yeah, thank you, guys. Yeah, thanks. Have a good one. The last piece tonight is going to be the licensing renewals for body art licensing, and I'll let Lauren go ahead with that.
Thanks, Dr. Bunker. Okay, it is our annual renewal for body art licenses, and so over the last 3 months, We've done many inspections, and so in order to be efficient with this, I'll read through them all, and then you can do a mass approval or denial, depending on what you decide. I can just give you a preview. Everyone that we've licensed, we're going to recommend that you approve their license for another year. And so I will try to go as quickly as possible. So we are asking you to approve the inspection for the individual body art practitioner of Katia Elisabo, and her inspection date was January 17th, 2024, and she passed. We are also recommending that you approve the license for the body art establishment for Katia Elisabo micropigmentation. That inspection was January 17th, and she passed. Sorry, January 17th, 2024, and she passed. Recommend that you approve the license for the Babe and Bow establishment. The inspection was 12/18/2023, and she passed. We recommend that you approve the individual body art practitioner for Shelley Vu, who practices at Babe and Bow Salon. That inspection was 12/18/2023, and she passed. We also recommend that you approve the individual practitioner license for Fong Luong, who practices at Babe and Bow. And that inspection was 12/18/2023, and she passed. We also recommend that you approve the individual practitioner license for Tao Nguyen. The inspection was 12/19/2023, and she passed. We recommend that you approve the body art establishment application for the Brow Chemist, which the inspection was 12/19/2023, passed. We recommend that you approve the individual practitioner license for Janet Izquierdo. That inspection was 12/11/2023, and that she passed. We also recommend that you approve the body art establishment application for Janet Aesthetics. The inspection was 12/11/2023, and she passed. We recommend that you approve the individual practitioner license for Sarah Ospina. That inspection was January 10th, 2024, passed. We recommend that you approve the license for the body art establishment of Sarah Ospino Studios. That inspection was January 10th, 2024, and she passed. We recommend that you approve the individual practitioner license for Henry Arazo. That inspection was January 10th, 2023, and he passed. We recommend you approve the individual practitioner license for Vivian Alzate. That inspection happened on 12/12/2023, passed. We recommend that you approve the body art establishment license for Timeless Beauty Salon and Spa Incorporated. That inspection was 12/12/2023, passed. Okay, two more. We recommend that you approve the body art individual practitioner license for Blanca Soto Lenis. That inspection was 12/27/23, and that inspection passed. Finally, we recommend you approve the body art establishment application for Lakshmi Beauty Incorporated. That inspection was 12/27/23, and that inspection passed as well.
Great. I'm going to say I approve
And I approve
of
as
those
well.
licenses, yes.
Good job with that, Lauren.
Yes, thank you. All right, that concludes the meeting. Thank you.